So this is probably the most useful exploit in Rust right now, and it is extremely overpowered. I'm going to show you how to enable it, how to make a keybind for it. I'll show some examples of when it's super useful, and I'll try to explain what's actually happening. So all you have to do to disable any ambient audio is open up your settings, audio, speaker mode, change to mono. You can't actually change to mono, but clicking it will swap you back to stereo. So all you have to do is click mono once, go back into the game, and any ambient audio is disabled. So to make a keybind for it, you hit F1 to open your console, type bind space, any key that you want, space, audio.speakers, space 1, and then hit enter. So if you mess up a bind and want to remove it from a key, open your console, type bind space, the key that you want to remove the bind from, space, quotation marks, space, quotation marks, and then hit enter. So here's a quick example of getting grubbed at Lighthouse. In the first clip, I am recycling and he is full sprinting from the bottom of Lighthouse all the way to the top and then shooting me in the back. And then in the second clip, I'm still recycling, but with the audio bug going, and he's doing the same thing, sprinting from the bottom all the way up to the top to shoot me in the back. Listen to how much easier it is to hear him in the second clip. Dude, it's so much easier to hear you walking up. Here are a couple more clips of general uses, and then at the end, I'll try to explain it. So let's say we have a car and the engine is making a constant hissing noise because the engine's broken. When a player enters, for example, let's say a 10-meter radius, I don't know what the actual radius of the car engine sound is, but when the player enters the area, your game is in a call for the engine audio to be played. So this hissing noise isn't being played when you're outside of the area, but it starts when you're inside. And it only calls when you cross this border. So if you're inside the radius and it's playing the audio, and then you hit your keybind to change your audio settings, it's not going to refresh the audio being played from the car until you leave and then come back in the area. So here's a car with a broken down engine, and I can't hear the flames because the audio file isn't being played. But as I approach it, my game calls for it to be played. So now that I'm in range, I can hear that sound. So now that I'm in range, it's not going to refresh the audio file that's being played. So if I swap my speaker settings, so now until I call for this audio file to be played again, I'm not going to be able to hear it. So if I leave the radius and then start approaching again, once I hit that boundary, my game is going to call for the audio file to be played again, and I'll hear the flames again. So this works for all ambient audio in the game. So for example, if I go into the snow biome, I'll get the ambient snow wind sound playing. And I can hit my keybind that we made to cut that sound short. So now I'm no longer hearing it. But anything else that's calling for files to be played, like me drawing my gun, will still play. It's not disabling all audio. It's just cutting any long playing audio track short. But if I leave and come back, it'll refresh. So with this, you can disable the sounds of being underwater, the sounds of being in the train tunnels, the recycler, rain, ocean waves, really anything.